Hi, I'm Brendan Jack, Director and Head of Investments at RMS Advisory. And today I'll be looking at the RMS Bilancia portfolio 2024 returns. Before reviewing the returns and the risk of the portfolios for 2024, I think it is useful to step back and look at the principles that guide these portfolios and how they were set up initially, and the principles that also apply to how we run the portfolios on a forward-looking basis. Firstly, we look for managers who have lower volatility and risk than the peer group average, but we want the portfolios to deliver similar returns to the peer group average over time. Secondly, we select managers who have got lower correlations and different investment styles. Thirdly, we blend these managers in a way to reduce risk and deliver returns. And lastly, we look for investment simplicity. We do not want a long tail of funds in this portfolio. Must be short and concise as possible. Before looking at the returns for 2024, I think it is useful to look and do a bit of an overview on Bilancia. And as you can see, this is a moderate aggressive portfolio. So what that means is risk about 6 out of 10 basically. And the return objective there over time is inflation plus 4 to 5% per annum. So onto the returns for 2024 for the Bilancia portfolio. The portfolio had a good year, delivered 11.6%. Compare that to the return objective, inflation 4 to 5, call the average 4.5%. Inflation was 4.4, add the 4.5%. The return objective is 8.9%, so outperforming the objective. If you compare that to the peer group average, that is 13.4% for 2024. Importantly, all the funds within the Bilancia portfolio delivered positively towards the portfolio's returns. But I think it is useful always to look at risk and return more longer term. So on that basis, we're looking at the portfolio risk and returns over 3 years to the end of December 2024. On that basis, you can see Bilancia's delivered 8.5% per annum versus the peer group average of 8.3% per annum. Importantly though, how do you get those returns? Bilancia, over the 3 years, on average, has been positive 72.2% of the time versus the peer group average, which has been positive only 58.3% of the time. Secondly to that, talking around risk, is maximum drawdown. So when things have been tough, how much has the portfolio fallen over the last 3 years? On that basis, Bilancia's dropped by 4%, peer group average 6.6%. To follow on with that, how long did it take to recover to get back to the starting point? Bilancia took 1 month, the peer group average took 2 months on average to get back to the high level. And then to contextualize the risk and return over 3 years, I believe it is useful to look at things from a graphical point of view. And here you'll see on the screen a 3-year risk and return scatter plot. The vertical axis is the return and the horizontal axis is the standard deviation, in other words, the risk. So what you'll see on the screen is a lot of gray dots. Each dot represents one peer group fund over a 3-year period. The green dot is the peer group average. The black dot is RMS Bilancia portfolio. Importantly, you'll see that, speaking to the previous numbers, Bilancia has delivered slightly better returns, but with lower risk than the peer group average.